Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your daily dose of global news. I'm Emmanuel Olatunji, and tonight we're diving deep into the events shaping our world. From the bustling streets of London to the halls of power in Washington and the cultural centres of Europe, we've got a lot to cover. We'll be covering the top news stories from the UK, USA and Europe. So whether you're an experienced news junkie or just looking to stay informed, grab your coffee, settle in, and let's make sense of it all together.
We begin tonight in the United Kingdom, where a heated debate over proposed changes to the National Health Service is dominating headlines. The NHS, a cornerstone of British society, has been a topic of intense discussion and controversy for decades. This latest round of proposed reforms has sparked a new wave of public and political discourse. The Conservative government argues the reforms are necessary to address growing wait times and financial pressures. They claim that without these changes, the NHS will struggle to meet the demands of an aging population and the increasing costs of modern healthcare. The government insists that these reforms will streamline services, reduce inefficiencies, and ultimately provide better care for patients. Opposition Labour Party members, however, are fiercely critical, accusing the Tories of attempting to privatize the beloved institution. They argue that these reforms will lead to a two-tier system, where only those who can afford to pay for private care will receive timely and quality treatment. Labour leaders have vowed to fight these changes, promising to protect the NHS from what they see as a creeping privatization agenda. Public opinion is sharply divided, with protests erupting in cities across the UK. From London to Manchester, thousands have taken to the streets to voice their concerns. Many fear that the proposed changes will undermine the very principles upon which the NHS was founded. The protests have been marked by passionate speeches, colorful banners, and a palpable sense of urgency among the demonstrators. We'll go live to our correspondent in Manchester later this hour for a closer look at the situation on the ground. Our team will provide in-depth coverage of the protests, including interviews with participants and analysis from experts on what these reforms could mean for the future of healthcare in the UK. Switching gears now to the City of London, where the FTSE 100, the UK's benchmark stock index, experienced a volatile day of trading amid global economic uncertainty. Investors are grappling with a range of issues, from Brexit-related concerns to the impact of international trade tensions. The fluctuations in the stock market reflect broader anxieties about the stability of the global economy. The pound sterling also weakened against the dollar, a sign of ongoing concerns about the UK's economic outlook post-Brexit. Currency traders are closely watching developments as the value of the pound is seen as a barometer of confidence in the UK's economic future. The weakening of the pound has implications for everything from import prices to the cost of travel for British citizens. We'll continue to monitor these developments and bring you the latest market analysis. Our financial experts will break down the key factors driving market movements and offer insights into what investors can expect in the coming weeks. Stay tuned for a detailed report on the economic outlook and how it might affect your investments. And finally, in lighter news, the UK is abuzz with excitement as the highly anticipated sequel to the popular British comedy, The Full Monty, is set to premiere in London tonight. The original film, released in 1997, became a cultural phenomenon and remains a beloved classic. Fans have been eagerly awaiting this sequel, which promises to deliver the same humor and heart that made the first film a hit. The film, which reunites the original cast after 25 years, has already generated significant buzz and is expected to be a major box office hit. Early reviews have praised the film for its witty script, charming performances, and nostalgic appeal. The premiere is set to be a star-studded event, with fans and celebrities alike turning out to celebrate the return of this iconic story. We'll have a review of the film and reactions from the stars later in the program. Our entertainment correspondent will be on the red carpet, bringing you exclusive interviews with the cast and crew. Don't miss our special segment on the making of the sequel and what fans can expect from this long-awaited follow-up to a British classic. Turning our attention now to the United States, where the political battle over President Biden's infrastructure bill continues to rage on Capitol Hill. This bill, which has been a cornerstone of Biden's administration, aims to address some of the most pressing issues facing the country today. The president spent the day meeting with key moderate Democrats in a last-ditch effort to secure their support for the ambitious legislation, which has been the subject of intense negotiations and debates for months. The bill faces stiff opposition from Republicans, who argue that the proposed spending is excessive and could lead to increased national debt. The bill, which includes trillions of dollars in spending on roads, bridges, broadband, and clean energy, is designed to modernize the nation's infrastructure and create millions of jobs. It is seen by many as crucial to the president's economic agenda, aiming to boost the economy and improve the quality of life for Americans across the country. However, its passage is far from certain, with some Democrats expressing concerns about the bill's price tag and scope. These internal divisions within the party have made the negotiations even more challenging. In other news, a major winter storm is bearing down on the northeastern United States, bringing with it heavy snow, ice, and high winds. This storm is expected to be one of the most severe of the season. The storm is causing significant disruptions with snow-covered streets and high winds, making travel extremely dangerous. The National Weather Service has issued blizzard warnings for parts of New England, where up to 2 feet of snow is possible. Residents are being advised to stay indoors and avoid unnecessary travel. The heavy snowfall is expected to cause widespread disruptions, with deep snow covering houses and streets, making it difficult for emergency services to respond to incidents. Airlines have already canceled thousands of flights, leaving many travelers stranded and causing significant delays across the country. Residents are being urged to stay off the roads and prepare for potential power outages, as the storm is expected to bring down power lines and cause widespread blackouts. We'll have a full report on the storm's impact later in the broadcast, including updates on the latest conditions and advice on how to stay safe during the storm. And finally, in a heartwarming story out of California, a group of high school students are being hailed as heroes after rescuing a family of 4 from a burning building. This act of bravery has captured the hearts of many. The students, who were on their way home from school, noticed smoke coming from the building and immediately sprang into action, demonstrating incredible courage and quick thinking. They alerted authorities and helped to evacuate the residents, ensuring that everyone got out safely before the fire could spread further. Firefighters arrived on the scene shortly after and were able to extinguish the blaze, but not before the students had made a significant impact. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured in the fire, and the family is now safe, thanks to the quick actions of these brave students. The students' quick thinking and bravery are a testament to the power of community and the importance of looking out for one another. Their actions have not only saved lives, but also inspired many others to act selflessly in times of need.
Across the Atlantic now, where European leaders are grappling with a surge in migration from North Africa. This issue has been a persistent challenge for the continent, with thousands of migrants risking their lives to cross the Mediterranean Sea in search of a better future. The increase in arrivals, driven by a complex mix of factors including poverty, conflict, and political instability in their home countries, has put immense pressure on European nations. These migrants often embark on perilous journeys, facing numerous dangers along the way, from treacherous waters to human traffickers. And climate change has strained resources and fueled political tensions across the continent. The influx has led to overcrowded camps and strained public services, creating a humanitarian crisis that demands urgent attention. European cities are grappling with the social and economic impacts as they try to integrate these new arrivals into their communities. Italy, which has borne the brunt of the arrivals in recent years, has called for greater burden sharing among EU member states. The Italian government argues that the responsibility of handling the influx should not fall on a few countries alone, but should be a collective effort by the entire European Union. However, efforts to reach a common European approach to migration have been hampered by disagreements over responsibility and resources. Some countries are reluctant to accept more migrants, citing economic constraints and security concerns, while others advocate for a more compassionate and unified response. Meanwhile, in France, President Macron is facing mounting pressure over his government's handling of the pandemic. The COVID-19 crisis has tested the resilience of nations worldwide, and France is no exception. Macron's administration has implemented a series of measures to curb the spread of the virus, but these have not been without controversy. Protests have erupted in several cities across the country in recent days, fueled by anger over new vaccine mandates and other restrictions. Citizens are expressing their frustration with what they perceive as an infringement on their personal freedoms and rights. The streets have become a battleground for public opinion, with demonstrators demanding a change in policy. Macron, who is facing a tough re-election battle next year, has defended his government's record, arguing that the measures are necessary to protect public health. He emphasizes that the restrictions, though stringent, are crucial for preventing further outbreaks and ensuring the safety of the population. His stance, however, has not quelled the discontent among many French citizens. However, the protests underscore the growing public fatigue with pandemic restrictions and the challenges facing leaders as they try to navigate the next phase of the crisis. The pandemic has brought to light the delicate balance between public health and individual freedoms, a balance that leaders worldwide are struggling to maintain. And finally, in a story that highlights the growing global reach of technology, a small village in rural Germany is making headlines for its innovative use of artificial intelligence. This village, nestled in the picturesque German countryside, is pioneering a new approach to community development through technology. The village, which has struggled with an aging population and declining economic prospects, has partnered with a tech company to develop an AI-powered system that helps to optimize local services and connect residents with one another. This initiative aims to address some of the pressing issues faced by rural communities, such as limited access to healthcare and social isolation. The project, which is still in its early stages, is being hailed as a model for how technology can be used to revitalize rural communities and address some of the challenges facing the modern world. By leveraging AI, the village hopes to create a more connected and efficient community, setting an example for other rural areas to follow.
That's all for today's global headlines. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest news from around the world. We'll be back tomorrow with a fresh look at the stories shaping our world. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep asking the tough questions. This is Emmanuel Olatunji signing off.